Alright, what is up guys, it is Storm back here with another video, and in this one I am bringing you Mightless, the My Hero Academia story part 11 by the Mysterious Banana. Now if you want to check this story out for yourself, the link to it will be down in the description below. But before the video begins, if you like the content you're seeing, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. I mean, they're all free, so why not? If you want some dope channel merch, the link to that will be down in the description below. And if you want to see more of me, go check out my other channels and go follow me on Twitter and Instagram, which will all be linked down below. But without further ado, why don't we just dive right on in. The compound was immense. It really was like a city. Izuku stared upon the vast buildings, wondering how the hell could Japan's economy still remain stable if they invest so much money in this kind of stuff. As he prepared himself, he looked around, immediately identifying Ida, who was still pissed off at him, flashing him a meaning glare on the brunette girl who saved his face from meeting with the pavement. Looking around, he didn't find Katsuki, however. I assume he's in a different site, Izuku thought, looking around as he analyzed everyone in his block. It would appear as though most of the examinees have specifically designed outfits to amplify their quirk's abilities. He himself had at least 4 different weapons concealed onto him, but seeing some of the outfits the others were wearing, he had a distinct feeling of standing out. "Hey, why are you here? Hoping to interfere?" a familiar voice said. Izuku turned around and saw Ida aggressively grabbing onto his shoulder. "Not even a good luck? You must be one hell of a senior back at your school," Izuku said. People started mumbling around the two. "Hey, isn't that the kid that silenced Ida?" mumbled one of the examinees. "I've been to the same school as him. No one can silence him," mumbled another. "That scrawny green-haired kid must be a big shot delinquent," mumbled a third. Izuku, hearing all these voices behind his back, turned around with confidence. "Come on guys, no one's an enemy here. If you have something important to say, why not let us hear it?" Izuku said out loud. Ida pulled him back by the shoulder. "What do you think you're doing?" Ida asked. "Impersonating you, 'cause that's how you talk," Izuku replied with a smug look. Ida wanted to make a rebuttal, but just then, Present Mike was heard again. "Begin!" Some of the confused students stood there, confused. "What's wrong? The test has started. Run, run, run!" Suddenly, everyone made a mad dash towards the test block, with Izuku leading the charge. "Slowpokes," Izuku said to himself, despite the fact that he's clearly just using his time slow to gain a speed advantage. Suddenly, a wall beside him exploded as a metallic walker emerged from the smoke. His singular lens targeted Izuku as he aimed 2 cannon at his legs. Suddenly, the kid disappeared from his feed as his vision was suddenly cut. Izuku, standing above the broken down robot, pulled out the combat knife he jammed into the robot's head. "So, these are one-pointers," Izuku asked. "I've already mapped down their weak spots when they're least armored, but still, these guys are way too weak. Wonder how the others are doing." Izuku peeked out from the side of a building. In front of his eyes unfolded a full-out war zone. Metallic bits flying left and right from the effect of tens of hundreds of quirks. He counted the bodies. There were already over 30 of the robots that were destroyed. From the feed, the pro heroes observed the multiple examinees doing their work. "So many enemies, so limited time. It brings out the best in them, allowing us to know their true nature," said the pro hero, observing this carnage unfold before his eyes. "You have the intelligence gatherers, those who can assess the situation in an instant, the mobility experts, those who always come first, the decision makers, those who can cope with any given situation," he analyzed, before turning to Katsuki. "And then, there's the natural-born warriors." The eyes of the pro hero then shifted to Izuku, who seemed to be breaking one of the machines apart. "What's that kid doing?" asked one of the spectators. The hero grinned, pushing a big red button. "We're about to find out," said the hero. Izuku fiddled with one of the broken down 3-pointers. He started linking all of the broken down wires to one of the robot's claws. "Remember your training, Izuku. These robots are all electrical. They should be no different from the lights in a mall. And I've cut the power to many of those buildings in the last few months," Izuku said to himself. Suddenly, a loud rumbling was heard. As Izuku turned around, he saw a massive Goliath of a robot heading towards him. All the students scrambled like ants at the sight of the gargantuan beast. That must be the 0-pointer, Izuku thought. No matter, we're tasked with running away, and that's what I'll do. Let's just hope 15 points is enough. Suddenly, out of the corner of his eye, he saw something. A brunette girl, the same one he was saved by, lying on the ground. She must have tripped. Ah, the irony. Suddenly, Izuku froze. He felt the helplessness of the girl as the massive robot approached. His eyes lit up, reverting to a familiar shade of light green, as his mind yelled at him something it hasn't in a while. "Save her!" Izuku, grabbing the robot's wire-covered arms, held his breath and ran as fast as he could, running in front of the girl as the giant's palm descended upon them. He raised his robotic arm and jammed it into the joints of the giant's middle finger. A massive surge of electricity erupted from the robot's arm and into the gimmick, frying it from the inside, as the robot was about to collapse onto them. The other students, seeing this unfold before their eyes, gazed in awe as that colossus had been taken down. Holding their breath, they suddenly saw the perpetrator emerge from the dust, holding on his back the unconscious body of a young brunette. Izuku saw the crowd, and gave a triumphant smile before collapsing. Looks like part of the old me is still alive. Damn, Izuku thought as his consciousness slipped away. Staring at the unconscious body, Ida felt a sense of guilt crawling down his back. So, this is who you really are. When everyone was running away, you went into the line of fire, putting his life on the line. Just to save a girl, Ida monologued. As the announcer called the end of the exam, a short old lady arrived on the scene, staring down at the boy. Backbone fracture, probably from the gimmick falling onto the two. None other than that, she's fine, she said, kissing Izuku's body, which activated her quirk, healing his wounds. As the infirmary bits came to pick up Izuku, the pro heroes commented on his performance. That gimmick cost as much as a battleship. How in the world did that one kid destroy it? Asked one of the observers. It was that makeshift taser he made, but why would he? Asked another. Wasn't his quirk enough? In the back of the room, a man, wrapped in his sleeping bag, staring at the screen, smiled. Maybe he knew this world isn't all about quirks, the man said. It's been 1 week since the exam. Izuku was anxious. He knew that his plan was going to go down the drain if he didn't pull this off, but most importantly, it would appear as though there was still some semblance of a hero left in him. That was his biggest problem. As Izuku played with the bar's dartboard, a familiar face came to the room, and from Izuku's senses, that person wasn't happy. "Izuku!" Toga yelled in a pissed-off tone. "Now, Toga, I can explain," Izuku said with a hint of nervousness, but was pinned down by Toga instantly. "I was one of the spectators, watching you clean house during the entrance exam. And what did I see? You, with another girl in your arms. I need to increase my reputation so that no one would suspect me. Trust me, it's part of the plan," Izuku lied, trying to crawl away. "Liar," Toga yelled, holding him down by the neck. "Now you'll pay the ultimate price." Toga, wait, no!" Izuku yelled as Toga stripped him of his shirt. "Get ready," Toga yelled. No, fuck, stop, please, stop, Izuku yelled as Toga started violently tickling him back. "Payback, bitch," Toga yelled as Kurogiri giggled as he took a picture. "Yo, Izuku." A letter came from Yuuei, Dabi said, walking in. Witnessing the intercourse unfolding before him, he stared at them in silence. "If you're busy, I can come back later," Dabi said, without changing attitude as he turned around and left, putting the letter on the desk. As the fight finally ended, with the two still sort of giggly, Toga got off Izuku, rearranging herself. "Well, happy?" Izuku said, panting. "Yup, apology accepted," Toga said, returning to her usual cheerful tone. "Well, good, now if you may, I have to read a letter," Izuku said, grabbing and opening the letter. After reading a few lines, a smile appeared on Izuku's face. "So?" asked the villains. "The infiltration has begun," Izuku said in a triumphant tone. "Yeah!" The whole room cheered. "Congrats, Izuku." Toga hugged him tight. "Yes, congratulations indeed. Now, what are you gonna do next?" Tomura asked. "Well, this is a huge step for us. I think we should celebrate," Izuku said, holding up a pint of amber beer. "Cheers," Toga yelled, clanking her pint with Izuku's. As the main group was celebrating, All For One stared at him in his office. A grin appeared under his mask as he slowly put his scarred hand on Izuku's face. "Perhaps I have found myself a much more worthy successor," he said to himself. He then turned his attention to Shigaraki. Still, Tomura isn't fully ruled out, but he has too many flaws. He's impatient, unstable, immature, and simply not fit as a leader. But does Izuku fit all the criteria that he doesn't? He asked himself. All For One then opened his documents. Although, Izuku Midoriya, Midoriya, where have I heard that name before? All for one thought. Flipping through the International Villains catalog, his eyes widened as the answer was revealed to him before his very eyes. The last name, the messy green hair, a unique and different sense of justice. It has to be the son of Hisashi Midoriya, All for One yelled out, scrambling his head. He let out a small laugh. Now this is getting interesting. Let's see, Hisashi, if your son can accomplish what you failed, All for One said, opening a door with a pitch-black briefcase with "Do Not Open" labeled onto it. All for One opened the briefcase, revealing a syringe with a white liquid inside. If this is his final goal, then maybe he isn't the ally we think he is, All for One said. Only time will tell. 愛してる